Hey YouTube, this is your girl Coco, and I just wanted to stop in and um, do a video on Janet Jackson and her being pregnant just a week or so shy of turning 50 years old. Um, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I just turned 50 last year. I'm 51. My birthday was just this past March, and when I heard the news that Janet Jackson was pregnant, um, I guess I was happy for her, I guess. A lot of people are like saying that, she's too old to have a baby and, why would she wait to now? And I kind of feel the same way too, but I have another feeling of is that she's never been a mother and she's probably always wanted to be a mother, and I guess she felt the right time in her life to have a baby. Now, if it was me, I no, after having raised two kids, I couldn't see starting over now having a baby. If I was to get pregnant at the age that I am now, 51, I would be homicidal and suicidal. Um, I couldn't even imagine morning sickness. I couldn't imagine, anything that goes with being pregnant. I couldn't imagine after the baby was born, waking up in the middle of the night for the middle of the night feedings. Although I'm up in the middle of the night anyway, because at this age I don't sleep, you know, um, through the night anyway a lot. I average about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I couldn't picture it. I couldn't picture doing the whole daycare thing and them getting sick and they can't talk and they can't tell you what's wrong with them. I just couldn't picture any of it. Um, I guess for her though, because since we're speaking about Janet Jackson, I'm happy for her because obviously she wanted this, and if it's what she wants and she's happy and she feels that this is the right time of her life, then I'm happy for her, I guess. Um, she will be 68 when her child graduates from high school. It's going to be a lot. The teen years, she'll probably be in her 60s. Um, Now, what I will say is that, like, when you're an older parent, I had my son when I was 22, and I had my daughter when I was 30. And the mother that I was to my son was not quite the mother that I was to my daughter. My son, I was young, I was learning my way, I didn't know what I was doing. I was a kid myself. Now, looking back in hindsight, I was a good mother, but I believe I made mistakes. And then 8 years later, when I was gave birth to my daughter, I think I was better equipped to be a mother. I had learned some lessons, and I was in a more stable relationship, and I was just a better mother. I think I was more patient. My life was calmer, and so my pregnancy was calmer. Although it's weird because I was more active and crazy and running around when I was pregnant with my son, and he's the calmer baby. He was the calmer baby. And then when I had my daughter, my life was more, settled, and she was really bad when she was little. Um, so just with Miss Jackson, I wish her all the luck in the world because she's going to need it. Raising a child is no joke. For those of you who have adult children, you understand what I mean. Um, I hope that she has a healthy baby. I hope her pregnancy is not hard because we all know that you can go through all kinds of things when you're pregnant. Um, And then when you're older, it adds on to just those things that you can go through when you're pregnant. Um, I heard rumors about that her mother pushed her into this. I don't think when you're about to turn 50, your parent can pressure you into whether, whether or not you have a baby. I mean, they can make suggestions, and you can go home and think about it and say, well, you know what, maybe I should, but they can't. Well, in my case, my parent couldn't pressure me into, having a baby at this age. Um, and for the people that were, just really saying that, they don't think she should have a baby, I kind of think that's wrong. I think every mother, every woman that wants to experience bearing a child should be able to. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And especially when you're happy, meaning that if the man that you're pregnant by is supportive and loving, and things are okay in your life, it is the most beautiful thing. The first time I held my kids, I thought that they were the most beautiful babies in the world. Um, and even though, raising them sometimes can get hard, looking back now in hindsight, you know, I realized that those times in my life were some of the best times of my life. We have funny stories of, just raising each one of them, different things that they did. That now that I'm an empty nester, I look back on those and I just chuckle. I remember when my daughter was, she was about 4, yeah, and my son was about 12. And I remember one time we were just all sitting out on the porch and laughing and just talking. And my son was messing with my daughter. Him being the big brother, he was just picking with her and, just aggravating her. And I remember she was just getting angry, angry, angry. And let me say again, my daughter was like a really challenged. She was just a busy kid. She was that kid that if you were downstairs and she was upstairs and it was too quiet, you better run upstairs to see what she was doing. My son could play alone and by himself when he was little, but back to the story when we were out on the porch. So my son is just, just messing with my daughter, aggravating her. So she was just getting mad, mad, mad. And all of a sudden she said, "Leave me alone, you bitch." And I was sitting on the stairs, and, we were all sitting on the stairs. So I'm trying not to laugh because picture this, she's like 4 years old and her voice is so little and cute. And, you're like, "Amber, what did you just say?" And she was like, "I told that bitch to leave me alone." So I'm like, oh my God, this little girl is sitting here cussing. This is funny. And me and her dad, like, we looked at each other, and I'm trying to not let her see me smiling because I don't want her to think it's something good. So I told her, "Amber, you're not supposed to be cursing. That's bad, blah, blah, blah." And she was like, "Well, if that bitch would leave me alone, I wouldn't be cussing." And I was sitting there thinking, this little girl is a Looney Tune, but she was my crazy Looney Tune. Just, you have all these kind of stories. Another story that's kind of funny. I remember one time my daughter was in maybe first grade, and she got into a fight with this little boy in school, and I don't know what the fight was about, but they called me and told me that my daughter had ripped this little boy's shirt off him and damn near tore his undershirt off of him. So I get up to the school because they didn't want to suspend her or anything because um, she was a good student, straight A's, blah, blah, blah. So I get up to the school, me and her dad, and you know how the schools have this no fighting policy, no fighting in school. So we're in the principal's office, and we have little Miss Amber, my baby, in there, and her dad. So they were telling Amber, normally when you fight in school, we suspend you, but Amber, we're going to give you a chance because you're a good kid, blah, blah, blah. And the other kid, Amber apologized to him. So when we were sitting there, Amber said something like, well, they asked Amber, at the conclusion of the conference with the parents, now, Amber, you know that fighting is wrong, right? And Amber was angry. She was a little girl with an attitude, and she was like, no, it's not wrong. My daddy and mommy told me that if somebody put their hands on me, don't start nothing, but I'm gonna finish it or some stuff. So we're sitting up there like, oh my God, no, this little girl didn't. So the principal was like, no, no, Amber, that's not good. If someone hits you, then you're supposed to go and tell the teacher or tell someone in authority. And Amber was like, no, that's might be what other kids do, but that's not what my mommy and daddy told me to do. Amber was adamant that if you put your hands on me, and then you might start it, but I'm gonna whoop your ass and I'm gonna finish. When I tell you, my child beat this little boy to where literally, when they showed me the little boy, he had in the city that I grew up in, the little kids, the schools wear uniforms. So they wear like white shirts and blue pants, and they have to have on an undershirt. Amber had ripped off this little boy's shirt, ripped off his undershirt. Uh, it ripped it. I was thinking, did she like grab a hold to it? And the little boy was way bigger than her. I don't even know how she beat that little boy up and what the argument was about, because when they had both of them sitting down, and the principal asked the little boy, did he accept Amber's apology? He seemed oddly fine with that he had just got whooped up in front of all his friends. But Amber was, I don't know why she was still angry, but this little girl, she was not having it. She was like, now. And basically she told him, if I whooped him up, and if anybody else put their hands on me, I'm going to whoop them up too. We were so embarrassed. We left there, and when we got home and got her in her room and told her punishment, and then you know how the parents, you go in the room and you talk about what happened. I told my ex, I said, that come from your side of the family, that craziness where, when the gig is up, you still won't give in, because Amber was not having it. But that's just some of the couple of little stories, funny things that happened that I guess Miss Jackson, she gonna have a damn AARP card, because they find you. As soon as you turn 50, she gonna turn 50, and she gonna be a card carrying AARP member, and then she gonna be carrying a diaper bag on her other shoulder. I wish her luck, because like I said, if it was me, child, whoo, even just sitting here thinking about it, Lord, to start over again. Like I had my nephews over, my great nephews over yesterday. Two of them came in. When they came in, they had snot running all down their noses. And I don't blame my nephews. They were bringing the kids to meet me, to meet their auntie, and it was a little chilly. So when he got in, he sat them down, and he had everything in his little diaper bag to take care of his sons. But before I touched them, I was like, we gonna have to get that snot up off their noses, because auntie can't play. And so, I gave them some chocolate chip muffins that I had made. But I put wax paper now to show you I'm an empty nester now. I remember what it's like to have kids with sticky fingers, and I got cream color furniture now. I put their little butts on the kitchen floor with wax paper. I put down strips of wax paper, and I was just feeding them like forkfuls of the little muffins, the cupcakes that I made. And I was like, if you gotta be good, you gotta sit right here. You can't get up. If you get up, auntie not gonna give you any more cupcakes. So Janet Jackson got to deal with all this. Man, I wish her luck, child. Like I said, if it was Coco would be homicidal and suicidal. I would jack the man up for getting him pregnant, then jack myself, getting me pregnant, and then jack myself up for allowing this motherfucker to get me pregnant. So that's just me. So I say, Miss Jackson, go ahead, girl, with your bad self. Because when them pains start hitting you, girl, and then, shoot, damn, she damn near menopausal and gonna have a baby. And that's going to be another video that I'm going to do about, you know, being a 50-something-year-old woman. And look at my hair, child. Being a 50-something-year-old woman and, you know, going through the funny things of menopause. So thank you for watching my video. And if you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.